Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the
Morning.
online meeting of Toastmaster Club of Storytellers and Leaders Connect Toastmaster Club. My name is Ravinder Malik, and I am your sergeant at arms for today. Before we begin, I would like to go over few rules to ensure a smooth meeting. First, please keep your microphone muted unless you are speaking. Feel free to keep your video on for a more engaging experience. Use the chat box if you need assistance or have technical issues. We encourage everyone to use the raise hand feature if you would like to speak or ask a question. If you lose connection, simply rejoin using the same link you received earlier. Now that we all set, let's begin. It gives me great pleasure to call this meeting to order. And I'm over to you, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Mohit. Thanks.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravinder, for opening and giving such a nice welcome to all. That sets the tone of the meeting as the Sergeant at Arms. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this meeting of Toastmasters Club of Storytellers and Leaders Connect Toastmasters Club. Let me start by asking a question. What do you think is the difference between the successful people and the not so successful ones? Quick answers.
Consistent action.
Constant action. Okay. What
Consist,
else?
consistent. Consistent
Consistent.
action.
Consistent
Mindset.
action.
Ability.
Mindset. Money.
Mindset. Money. Okay. What else?
Discipline. Discipline of
Discipline.
doing things
Yeah.
when the mind
Happiness,
is reluctant of doing things.
happiness
Ability to
and
execute.
consistency.
Sorry.
Ability to execute.
Ability to execute. And Ravinder, what did you say?
Success is happiness mindset.
Happiness. Yes, Mukesh.
Support from other ones, like
Support from others. Okay. Fantastic. So
Resilience.
resilience. Okay. So all of those are right answers, but there's one trait that successful people have which differentiates them from the not so successful ones. It's the concept of roti. ROTI, roti. Anybody knows what it stands for?
Return on time invested.
Yeah, it's not the roti that we eat, Vinod, but yes, it is the return on time invested. And this is the place where we come week after week to invest our time because we get valuable returns on that. At Toastmasters, there are various opportunities to invest your time carefully. For example, yesterday I was at an event called Evaluate to Elevate, where we improved our evaluation skills and feedback skills. Very soon, we will be having an event called Oration coming up, 16th to 18th May at Lee Meridian, Gurugram. This is a place where you will experience keynote speakers, you will witness international speech contest and table topics contest. You will meet and network with many people. All in all, it will be a place where you will get the best return on your time invested. So if you haven't already registered, please do register and join the events like Oration, which is coming up. Okay, now one quick announcement. We have one new joiner in our group. Let's welcome him, although he's not in the meeting today, but that doesn't stop us from applauding from his decision to join Toastmasters. Let's welcome Toastmaster Harinder with a huge round of applause. Every Toastmasters meeting has a theme. I'm very curious to know what's coming up in today's meeting. The theme for today's meeting is Stay Curious. And I would now like to hand over the stage to our area director, our host of the meeting, our Toastmaster of the day. Let's welcome Toastmaster Vivek with a huge round of applause. Vivek, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Mohit. Take a moment and reflect on some of history's most renowned innovators like Steve Jobs, Thomas Alva Edison, Albert Einstein, Marie Curie. What is one characteristic they all shared? Please unmute yourself and say in one word.
Perseverance.
Yes,
Never give up attitude.
absolutely. What else? Anybody? Any other answers?
No, like
It's
Steve
childlike
Jobs,
curiosity.
Steve Jobs had mentioned, stay hungry, stay foolish.
Absolutely. Somebody said childlike curiosity.
Childlike,
Stay
yes.
hungry, stay foolish. All of you are right. And in one word, what I am going to talk about today is curiosity. Absolutely. Albert Einstein once stated, I have no special talents. I'm only passionate. I'm only passionate about curiosity. I'm passionately curious. And his unwavering curiosity prompted him to pose unique questions, innocent questions, resulting in pioneering theories that had a profound impact, we know, theory of relativity on the entire world. Members of Toastmasters, guests, and curious seekers of knowledge, I welcome you all for this meeting. Today, I want to share with you an aspect of human nature that has the power to transform our lives. Yes, curiosity. How to stay curious. I will also have question answer session towards the end. Imagine a world where our natural inquisitiveness drives us to learn, to observe, to explore, to watch, and lead. While some may see curiosity as a mere pastime, I firmly believe it is our superpower residing within our brain, a gift from God. And when talking about brain, according to a research, our brain is a 3-pound universe within our body that processes 70,000 thoughts each day using 100 billion neurons. Now, what is neurons? Neurons are nerve cells that send messages to all our body to allow us to do everything, whatever we want to do, starting from breathing, talking, thinking, sleeping, whatever we want to do. These neurons, they connect at more than 500 trillion points through synapses. Synapses are what? Synapses is crucial junction in the nervous system where communication occurs. Like you and I communicating, there are also some neurological communication happening. So where communication occurs in our nervous system between a neuron or another cell or neuron to neuron. So this allows transmission of signals, whether electrical or chemical, from one cell to the next. And you know at what speed these neurons travel? 300 miles per hour. After doing so much of work, traveling at such a high speed, so many trillions and billions of things in our brain, you know the outcome? 75% of our thoughts are negative. 95% are repetitive. And many of our negative thoughts are driven by flight or fight part of the brain. You might be wondering, what is this flight or fight part of the brain? Yes, there is something, and I researched about it. So fight or flight response is triggered by the amygdala part of the brain. It's a brain structure primarily responsible for processing our emotions, particularly fear and anxiety, and that is what we are talking about today. When the amygdala detects a perceived threat, it sends signals to the hypothalamus, which then activates the autonomic nervous system, ANS. Just keep this in mind, ANS. And then ANS has two branches. One branch, sympathetic nervous system, which drives the fight and flight emotion, anxiety type of emotions. Another branch, parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes the rest and digest response. So much about brain. And I really want to talk about one famous author, Robert Greene here. Anything that is alive is in continual state of change and movement. These are his words. The moment that you rest thinking that, I have achieved everything, whatever I wanted in my life, whatever I desired, a part of your mind enters the phase of decay. You lose your hard-earned creativity and others begin to sense. This power and intelligence must be continually renewed or it will die soon. So the question is, what drives change and movement? How to renew our brain power and intelligence? More to explore. Keep your curiosity alive. It's time to invite the general evaluator of the day, Vinod, Toastmaster Vinod. Toastmaster Vinod is a passionate marketer, marathon runner, traveler, and voracious reader. With a rich professional journey spanning leading firms like Fidelity International, Gartner, My Loan Care, and Day One Solutions. So let's welcome Toastmaster Vinod, who is the general evaluator of the day, with a huge round of applause. Toastmaster Vinod.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vivek. There is this quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, curiosity, life must be lived and curiosity must be kept alive. And thank you so much on taking on this beautiful topic. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Vinod Sharma. I am the general evaluator. I'm honored to be the general evaluator of today's meeting. As a general evaluator, my roles and responsibilities are to evaluate the whole meeting from the time the sergeant at arms started or with the opening remark till the time the presiding officer closes the meeting with the closing remark. In many ways, I do feel that the role of a general evaluator mirrors Krishna's spirit, not as a commander, but as a guide, a mentor, and a silent force that brings out the best in others. Just as Lord Krishna stood beside Arjuna in Mahabharata, not fighting the battle for him, but giving him the strength, clarity, and wisdom to fight his own battle. So does a general evaluator by guiding the speakers, evaluator, and role bearer. Not by doing their job for them, but by holding up a mirror that reflects the strengths and the areas of growth. As it is a humongous task, a magnanimous one, I have a team of role players, tag team players who will help me complete the. Let me invite the timer for today's meeting. The timer for today's meeting is Toastmaster Rashi. Toastmaster Rashi, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod. I'm really excited to play this role. And please bear with me if I falter somewhere because this is my first time doing this. Okay. So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as a timer is to keep time for all the speakers to ensure that everyone speaks within their allotted time slot. This will also help in ensuring that the meeting runs on time. To help me do this, I have three colored cue cards with me. I raise the green card when the speaker hits qualifying time. I will raise a yellow card when the speaker hits the target time, and I will raise the red card when the speaker has reached the end of their allotted time. I will also try to show how will I share this. Okay, let me share the screen. It's disabled. I want to show the cards.
I'll just enable it, Rashi.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So this will be the green cue card I will show, and then yellow when the target time is hit, and when you reach the time, I will show red. Yeah. And yeah, I think so.
Toastmaster Rashi, would you like to confirm about the timings of the prepared speeches, evaluation, and tabletop?
Sure, thank you so much. For table topics, I think so. We have dropped table topics for today, right?
Yes, as of now it is raw.
Yeah. So I'll proceed for. Okay, it will be like I'll give an example because most of the things are speeches today. So 5 to 7 minutes speech time will be there. I shall raise the green card at the 5th minute, the yellow card on the 6th minute, and the red card on 7 minutes. The speaker will also be granted a grace period of 30 seconds on either side of the speech. I'll present my report when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rashi. Amazing job and many congratulations on your debut.
Thank you.
Yeah. The bad thing about time is it flies, and the good thing about time is we are the pilot. So let's be mindful that we are completing our speeches on time. Now, I would like to call upon stage the all counter of today's meeting, Toastmaster Manoj. Over to you, Toastmaster Manoj.
Happy morning. Here today I'm the R counter. So counting, well, how many times you use, but I'll get a chance to come back the third segment with my report. How does it sound? Quite weird, isn't it? So this is what we need to check. So be fluent when you speak. And if you use all this, I'll make you aware whenever I come back in the third segment with my report. So for a smooth run, avoid using R counts. Try to take a pause, short pause instead of using all these R counts. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Binod. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manoj. Remember the last time you were riding on a highway in 100 km/h speed, and imagine there were some speed breakers. You will break the rhythm, right? It won't feel good. The speed won't be great, and you won't enjoy the journey. That's what it happens with speeches too. If there are breakers, if there are ums, it breaks the flow and it doesn't allow the audience to understand your speech in a perfect fashion. So let's try to remove all these breakers from our speeches and let's try to ride in a perfect fashion speed. Now, I would like to call upon stage the grammarian for today's meeting. The grammarian for today's meeting is Toastmaster Prem. Over to you, Toastmaster Prem.
Yeah, morning, everyone. So our Mr. Toastmaster, Mr. Vivek Agrawal, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their use of language. I'll take note of improper language as well as any outstanding words and quotes, sayings and thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to share word of the day. So today's meeting word of the day is inquisitive, which means showing interest or learning things tending to inquiry. And for example, it is good to be inquisitive to stay relevant in professional field. And I would also like to share an idiom related to curiosity. And the idiom is curiosity killed the cat. So this means that too much curiosity, is a negative. So a sentence could be avoiding prying on everything. Avoid prying on everything. Otherwise, your curiosity may kill the cat. Right. And so each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I'll give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting and also report on the usage of word of the day. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prem. In my honest opinion, I believe inquisitiveness never kills the cat. It is inquisitiveness which keep it alive. With this, I have my three role players who will be evaluating the whole meeting. Let's try to make sure that our speeches are concise, precise, and clear. I will come up with my report at the end of the meeting, evaluating everything. And let's hand over the stage to the team mode of the meeting, Toastmaster Vivek.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod, for introducing the evaluators team. So friends, I asked a question before some time back. The question is, what drives the change and movement? How to renew our brain power and intelligence? And the answer is curiosity. Let me relate curiosity with the brain. How curiosity, what is this curiosity? Which part of the brain really drives curiosity? So it involves several interconnected brain regions and neurotransmitters, particularly the dopaminergic reward system, hippocampus, and prefrontal cortex. These areas work together to drive the desire to explore, observe, learn, and lead. And what is the result? With the dopamine acting as a reward signal when curiosity is satisfied. And then we move to the next curiosity. So it is never ending game. You are always curious for something or the other. Now, when we are talking about curiosity, we have already talked about anxiety. We also understood that flight and fight part of the brain, there is something which happens related to anxiety. But in our day-to-day life, we always confuse anxiety with curiosity and vice versa. And most of the time, as I have experienced, that we become victim of anxiety unknowingly, because both anxiety and curiosity are emotional states that emerge in response of uncertainty. But they differ significantly in their effects on individuals and the result they produce and the outcome we get. So let's spend some time on anxiety. Can someone say in one word, what is anxiety according to you?
Restlessness in mind.
Yes, absolutely. Bang on. So anxiety is a state of unease, worry, or fear about something uncertain, potentially threatening. And it arises from a perceived lack of control over future or the fear of negative outcomes. The anxiety also means that my focus is shifting from myself to others. I'm always worried about what others are thinking. Psychology of anxiety, it manifests in physiological symptoms such as racing heart, fidgeting. We keep moving our fingers or we keep moving our pen like this, sweating. Anxiety can result in feelings of being stuck, overwhelmed, or unable to act decisively. Metaphorically, I describe it as mental khichdi, cooking of all the thoughts, all the actions in our mind only. Nothing happens in reality. So this reminds me of what sociologist Charles Horton Cooley said in 1902. I am not what I think I am. I am not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am. This reflects the concept of looking glass self, where our sense of self is influenced by how we believe others perceive us, not what others perceive us, but how we believe others perceive us. And this is the major reason of all our thoughts, anxiety, and lot of lifestyle diseases. Whereas curiosity is a constructive and proactive inclination. It's positive to observe, explore, growth-oriented, and comprehending the unknown. It stems from the sense of interest, wonder, with genuine interest, no fear. Curiosity perceives uncertainty as an opportunity to grab interest. It's an opportunity to learn. There is no threat. So the psychology of curiosity motivates us to engage in new experiences, ask exploratory questions, seek answers. I want to share my story, how I experienced a life of doing new things in last few years, especially after joining Toastmasters. And I will pick up one such story. Hang on, wait, keep your curiosity alive. Let us welcome first speaker of the day, that is Toastmaster Mohit. But before I introduce Toastmaster Mohit for taking his speech forward, let me introduce Toastmaster Bob. Is Toastmaster Bob already joined? Yeah, Toastmaster Bob, maybe you can just introduce Toastmaster Mohit's speech purpose and some details.
So, Toastmaster Mohit is attempting his level 5 project 1 speech in his presentation mastery pathway.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Bob. So let me invite Toastmaster Mohit Sahani, who is a project manager by profession, but enjoys wearing the hat of writer, trainer, and teacher whenever he gets a chance. Toastmaster Mohit, gone to give. Toastmaster Mohit, gone to give.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vivek. Good morning, Toastmasters and friends. Quick question. How many of you want to be successful at work?
Me.
Okay, hashtag me too. Everybody wants to be successful at work. And so I had thought that I should have a checkbox of things that I must do to be successful at work. So here is my checkbox of things. Work, work, and work. Do you think that's the right thing to do? Well, I thought so until I heard this quote from Katie Thermes. It says that you can't be successful at work if your work is all that you do. That got me thinking, and I thought I must have some more items in my checkbox. So I adjusted my checkboxes and I included personal life and Toastmasters into the list of things that I must do. Life is good, no? But still, something was perhaps missing. What was that something that was missing? Last year in April 2024, in my organization, this advertisement came out. They were looking for someone to lead the Bright Future NGO. Our organization works with various grant partners, various NGOs to do their bit to uplift the society. So when I saw this, I thought maybe this is that missing checkbox that I must say yes to. So yes, I raised my hand to it. And that started my association with the Bright Future Foundation. This is a foundation which works with a mission to provide educational opportunities for people from the lower strata of the society. It helps them in becoming better in personal and professional lives. This is what I was signing up for, I thought. But there was a lot more that I was signing up for. First one, a lot of effort, time, perseverance, sharing my knowledge. This place where the Bright Future Foundation is in a place called Rithala in outer skirts of Delhi. It's a place which Google Maps cannot reach. The road is bad. The metro connectivity is not there. So this is what I was signing up for. Thirdly, this was an organization which we had very little or no relationship with. So there was no prior work that was already done. I had to build it from ground up. But I was up for it because I wanted to be successful at work, right? I talked to some other colleagues and we made a team of 3 people. So we went to the Bright Future Foundation after having spent 1.5 hours in the journey. And we talked to the staff and we talked to the students. And here's what we find out. Do you know it's difficult for the NGO to get students to join them? Why is that the case? Well, that's because every extra hand in the family is needed to support, to bring the food at home. Every extra hand contributes to the bread in the family for many in the society in which we live. People are hesitant to send their daughters because they doubt, they don't have the trust. It's not a safe place and doesn't even have the facilities. And the infrastructure, it used to have a fan which hardly worked. It used to, ultimately that fan translated into a cooler which got arranged with some donations, but the cooler actually worked. It worked, but it did not have, it made so much noise that we ended up having to shout in order to communicate to the students. So that's the scenario that we were talking about. Once one of my colleagues asked if we could bring pizzas so that the students could be happy. That's when the social worker at the NGO told us that our country is like a pizza with 8 slices, right? And if we were to talk about 2 of those slices, they are the people who can afford a domestic help. Only 2 of those slices are the people who can afford a domestic help, like a driver or a maid. Maybe all of us probably belong to these 2 slices. The other 3 slices are the working class. And the remaining 3 slices are of the people who cannot even afford 3,000 a month. So we had gone to give, but we got back with a lot more. We returned with additional perspective, a lot of learning, and a lot of humility. I've been associated with this foundation for over 1 year now. We've done a lot of in person and a lot of online sessions. We've mentored the staff and we've contributed, we've done our bit, but there's a lot more that needs to be done. In October last year, we did a fundraising event where we were able to raise 5 lakh rupees for Bright Future Foundation. When we last visited them, they have ACs. The facility is a little better than what it was, more conducive for learning to happen. There is a new girls only center that they have opened in Dwarka. The real success, we think, is rising the corporate ladder, but sometimes we have to actually climb down the ladder. We have to bend down, hold a hand, lift someone up. That, my friends, is real success. So if you haven't already been part of a volunteer organization, take a step forward, do your bit. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohit, for such a wonderful insight about how we perceive ourselves, how we perceive our performance at the workplace. And it is not about work all the time. It is about how we can contribute to the people who contribute to our life directly or indirectly. Thank you so much. And it reminds me of one small story. Like I was just purchasing pizza box in one mall in Gurgaon, and there were a lot of workers. They were drinking water. They were making some fountain just outside that shop. So I thought, it struck me that why don't let me buy some pizza boxes for them? And I just did that. And it gave me so much of happiness. Sometimes impromptu, you do such things without being attached to any organization or anything. I think that is something probably we should try to do wherever we can do such things. Thank you. Okay, so I was talking about my story. So far, let me just recap what we have talked so far. I talked about our brain power, which needs continuous renewal. else we will die very soon, because once brain dies, there is no relevance of our body. I also talked about what confusion we normally have between anxiety and curiosity. So now I want to share my story, how I am inculcating curiosity in my life by engaging in new experiences. So recently I was part of one offsite spiritual retreat in January 2025. Several months before the event, my coach announced that we should prepare for an ice bath. Prior to this, I was unfamiliar with the concept of an ice bath, having only heard of sun bath, water bath, and festival holy baths. The term was entirely new to me. So our coach shared some videos of ice bath in the WhatsApp group, which gave me chills just watching them. I never imagined I would do it, but I did it. The atmospheric temperature was about 14 degrees, while the pool water was maintained around 5 to 6 degrees Celsius. It was a small pool filled with ice pieces. As Shiva Stotra chanting played, I was uncertain whether I should get inside or not. Despite my doubts, I ultimately decided to jump, and I entered the pool. The water was much colder than I had anticipated. The challenge was to remain in the pool minimum 5 minutes, maximum 10 minutes. I was thinking that, okay, I will come out in 5 minutes. My body began losing heat, and unexpectedly, I started crying, though I was unsure why. I felt as if something inside me was melting. After some time, I even held ice in my hands while chanting continued. I entered a state of zero thoughts and successfully completed this 10-minute challenge. While I did not die, however, I killed my fears. Thanks to my coach who nudged me, who pushed me to do something new in my life, thereby boosting my curiosity index. So, as we are talking about anxiety, curiosity, so what happens when anxiety and curiosity intersect? How to feel that state? Sometimes curiosity and anxiety coexist. For example, when starting a new job, you might feel anxious about your performance while also being curious about opportunities to learn and grow. Before giving a presentation, anxiety might make you worry about failing, like it was happening to me yesterday. I'm giving this kind of big speech in Toastmasters platform after 6 months pause because of my relocation, job change, and various other things. But curiosity kept that spark on because I wanted to connect with you. The key is learning to shift my mindset from anxiety to curiosity by reframing every uncertainty as a chance to explore than a reason to fear. So this reframing of sentences question, which helped me a lot. So just to again rephrase what I am saying, reframing, transforming anxiety into curiosity. So 5 points I've just listed. Ask questions. Whenever there is uncertainty, ask some innocent questions. Reframe. What can I learn from this? What is the best outcome I can imagine? Focus on possibilities. What if it goes wrong? 2, what if it opens a new opportunity for me, new door of opportunity? Let's break down the challenge. Tackle intimidating situations step by step. Don't feel thwarted. Practice self-compassion. Don't criticize yourself. Self-care, self-love, that is so important. Accept that it is okay to feel anxious, but don't let it control your decisions. Curiosity can be a tool to push past fear. And most importantly, focus on progress over perfection. That's what we should do all the time. It's okay to be anxious. It's okay to be wherever I am. But let me take one step rather than taking 0 step. So more to come. And it's time to have our second speaker on the stage. Our second speaker of the day
Toastmaster
is...
Vivek, sorry to intervene here. I wanted to request if we can have 1 minute of feedback for my speech before we proceed while it is still fresh in everybody's mind.
Yeah, sure. I missed that step. Sorry about it.
Timer, you could please confirm, Rashi, once 1 minute is up.
Yes. It's up.
Okay. Thank you, friends, for sharing your feedback on the speech of Toastmaster Mohit. So now let me introduce second speaker of the day, Hemant Singh. Before I bring Hemant Singh on the stage, let me request his evaluator, Toastmaster Raja, to introduce the details of his speech. While we have Toastmaster Raja coming to the stage, Raja is the author of a book, Elite Performer, has over 25,000 followers on LinkedIn. He is currently serving Toastmaster District 41 as an area director. So Toastmaster Raja, over to you. Toastmaster Raja is there?
I noticed that Toastmaster Raja has dropped from the Zoom meeting.
Okay, anybody else can?
Maybe we want to switch over and have the third speech as the second place.
Okay, we can do that. So let's get third speaker on the stage, and third speaker of the day for today's program is Monica Talwar. Her evaluator is Toastmaster Ashish Agrawal. I would like to invite Toastmaster Ashish. Toastmaster Ashish is a finance professional by profession and a Toastmaster by passion. Toastmaster Ashish has served as an area director and in various club EC roles, including president. Toastmaster Ashish, over to you.
Thanks, TM Toastmaster Vivek. Lovely to meet you yet again. And what a fabulous day it is today. I was reading the stats and what it says is that only 8% of the people complete a job or complete something regarding the growth which they start. And Toastmaster Mona is one of them who is completing her path today. And I can share that I have not yet given my path completion speech despite having completed a path in an indirect way. So it's indeed a momentous moment. Heartiest congratulations to Master Mona in advance. And looking forward to her speech. As a token of appreciation, may I request all to unmute themselves and clap once her speech is completed. That would be it. Toastmaster Mona, what is your path? If you could remind us, I could not get that information.
It's visionary communication.
Yeah, visionary communication.
Visionary.
Yeah, visionary communication is the path. Title, I'll let the TMOD to announce. The duration timer, please note, since it's a path completion speech, the duration is 10 to 12 minutes. And the project is, of course, reflection on her path. Yeah.
So what is the title of the speech? Sorry.
Title is Path and Process.
Okay.
Path and Process. Yeah. Over to you, Toastmaster Vivek.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashish. So Toastmaster Monica, path and process. Toastmaster Monica, path and process.
What's the difference between an ordinary person or an achiever? Can anybody tell me? We are among so many achievers, so yeah. Go ahead, please.
Discipline.
Okay.
Taking it to completion.
Yes, bang on. It's very easy to begin on new things because new things fascinate. They create a curiosity and that inquisitiveness in yourself to do something new. But it's really difficult to reach the end line or complete. As I have learned from my mentor, that ordinary people start strong, but extraordinary people finish strong. I'm hereby declaring I'm extraordinary. Don't underestimate. On that note, why did I started this journey? That's really crucial. Why I'm able to reach where I have reached as of now. Was this easy? No. Did I do everything by my own self? Never. Though I was taking my steps, but there was a huge team of our Toastmaster Club pushing me and giving me that energy to keep moving step by step. But of course, the discipline, as Mohit says, was really needed. And I actually learned the method of discipline from Mohit itself. I'll share that in a moment. But to begin with, how this journey started, I really want to share that. I began this journey in July 2023, precisely. I think it was 20th day of July 2023, when I got introduced to the Toastmaster as an official member. Before that, I was taking participation in Toastmaster meetings, which again happened as an accident. But I loved my first, that accident, that I really jumped to be participative and be a learner in this journey. As I joined my club in my previous organization, somehow the meetings stopped happening. And I actually struggled to give my first icebreaker speech. I did that in the month of March 2024. And then, by chance, I got introduced to Leaders Connect Club. Thanks to Deepti and thanks to Mohit again, that they helped me to become the part of this super awesome team. I joined in 2024 in the month of June. And the first role that I asked and was given to me was to be a team lead. I was really doubtful, should I do or not? But then I had learned through my experience that whenever there is a resistance, whenever you feel like not doing anything, you should do that. And that's how I took up that challenge to be a Toastmaster of the day. And there was an amazing learning for that. That was my first step to introduce my speaking skill to this community, to this club itself. And then there was no looking back, because weeks after week, I was able to give my speeches. But then there was a time when I was not able to make a progress. I was not able to join the meeting. That's where Mohit gave me first lesson of discipline, that whatever you have started, keep doing it. Never ever skip a meeting more than once. And that's what I kept as a thumb rule for me, that I will not skip a meeting more than once. Second rule that I decided for myself, which helped me to reach where I have reached, is whenever I'm joining a meeting, I'll take a room. Be it a grammarian, which I have not taken. Maybe I'll do it in coming days. I have taken role of TMOD, as I said. I took role of timer, TTM. And then this all gave me courage and confidence to be speaking on some opportunity or other. But that helped me to keep moving forward one step at a time. And I precisely remember the last to last speech that I gave that just happened. For that particular project, that was about introducing a plan. And then where I took again help from Mohit, and he gave me this opportunity to introduce Mentoring 2.0 program. Why this is important? Why I'm sharing this is because this happened when I was on my vacation with my family. But I didn't wanted to lose my opportunity to complete my level. So I just grabbed that opportunity and then stepped in. Why this is important? Again, because through that, I beat my resistance that I can't deliver my speech when I'm traveling or when I have other responsibility in hand. Remember, it's always about my learning, my responsibility, and both of them have to be married together for me to keep moving and keep progressing. In the journey, of course, I would not like to miss an opportunity to thank my mentor, Ashish, who actually gave me so much of insight. How should I approach when I am preparing my speech? How do I practice it? And how do I be more presentable that without his guidance, I may not have been able to reach where I am right now. Whom else I want to thank? I think everybody. Deepti, thank you so much because you have been crucial for me to begin this journey. Had you not been there, I would not have been where I am right now. So credit goes to you. So this is how things have been happening gradually. I'm making a progress, but was there a moment of winning? Was there a moment of achievement? Was there a moment when I wanted to pat myself and then say, yes, you have done it? There had been some moment. And one of that moment that recently happened without my knowledge at all is winning that Triple Crown. I was not aware of any such thing, but that actually happened. And that was amazing experience altogether because what I felt is all you need to do is keep moving your path, milestones automatically get achieved. And not only that, you never know, each step of your may be inspiring others to grow a level up, to break their barriers, and become more comfortable with your own self. In this journey, important is, of course, breaking your current comfort zone. But how do you do that? Will there be a moment which will stop you, which will block your way, or which may compels you to stop there itself? There will be. But what is the mechanism? As I have learned, like whenever I have to give a speech, there should be a message or learning for everybody who's listening me. Nobody should go empty-handed after listening me. That's what my motive is. That's what my intention is whenever I'm coming on the stage, be it a virtual, be it a physical. So what is the message for today? So message for today is Toastmaster pathway is not a pathway, but it's a process. Can anybody tell me what is the difference between a path and a process? Anyone? Anything that's coming to your mind?
Process is action oriented. Path is just the road.
Okay.
Basically, I think process is a strategy to move on the path. For example, I want to be on a path of self-realization. So there would be some strategy or techniques to go on a self-realization path.
Correct.
It's a kind of
sorry.
Nothing done.
Yeah, path would be more of leading to a goal. I think process would be more intricate and I think smaller paths, I think.
Wonderful. I think all the answers have been very interesting. My understanding of difference between a pathway or a process. A path is a journey which is taking you somewhere, as somebody just said, reaching a goal. But processes where outcomes become prominent. You create something out of a process. You will add certain ingredients. There will be some components that you will be adding, but at a result, you will achieve some outcome. So what is the outcome did I achieve out of this? The outcome that I achieved out of it is leading myself to a level where I can be confident about myself, not to impress others, but to impress my own self, to beat my own doubts, to beat my own confusion. So that's why don't take pathway just as a way wherein you have to move on and keep completing your level, but eventually becoming a great personality, a great communicator, and a great person overall. Now, the question is, how do I reach here? And when I say about breaking the barriers repeatedly in my speech, what the break means. For me, I have designed a methodology to break what all is stopping you all to complete wherever you are stuck at this point of now. Maybe in Toastmaster or maybe in your life itself. So break for me is first thing, believe in yourself. Many times you will doubt, will I be able to do it? Will I not be able to do it? But all these confusions are there just to giving you a hint that you need to believe more in yourself. Your other are perceiving about. Second is resistances are all good. Whenever you will try new thing, you will feel something in your body and in your emotion. But let me tell you, these are the good signs. Become comfortable with them. All these resistance are telling you, hey, there is something that you need to work upon. Just find that what that something is and then keep moving. Third is E, which is eagerness to learn or earn. See, earning happens whenever you achieve something, but learning happens when you don't meet your expectation. That is an opportunity for you to know, where do I need to improve even more? What is it that I need to learn? So learn and be eager for that learning itself. A is authenticity. That's what has mattered. That's what always been. Being authentic, being true to yourself, and presenting yourself the way you are is the simplest thing that can help you to achieve or reach where you are. And A is be kind to yourself. Too much of curiosity kills the cat. So don't be so much pushy on yourself. Nahi ho raha? Oh, if it is not happening, okay. But you still have an opportunity to move on and achieve whatever you want. So with that, I'm sure you will be able to break what all barriers you have. Let me know which barrier are you willing to break today. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. Let's give standing ovation. Thank you. What a wonderful speech on completion of your path. I got on mute. Sorry about that. So now we understand the difference between path and process, how to use process to follow a path, or how to sometimes even alter the path by following a different process. Thank you. So friends, moving forward, so far, I talked about my story of how I am manifesting curiosity, how I am trying to inculcate the habit of being curious all the time. And it has helped me a lot because, as Monica also said in her speech, that how we come out of our comfort zone, how we step outside our comfort zone. So I would like to give few key aspects of curiosity. Inquisitiveness is like asking some innocent questions. How, what, if, why. Ask. If in doubt, ask. Shout, ask. Don't keep it in your mind and cook mental khichdi. Exploration. willingness to step outside your comfort zone, as I said, openness, be open to receive feedback. Even if feedback you don't agree, listen to that feedback. It's fine. It happened a couple of weeks back with me. My manager called me and he said, Vivek, I want to talk to you for a minute. I said, yes, people are saying that you are very arrogant. I was taken aback, but then I remembered, oh, let me be curious. And I started asking certain questions for which he did not have any answer. And I figured out, okay, I have to just only listen and use this as an opportunity to do some polishing on my behavior. If I have to do it, because there is nothing is called perfect. So be open to receive feedback, engage with the people. So these are some of the parameters, or I will say aspects of curiosity. Now question is, why curiosity matters? We are again debating on curiosity. So question is, why curiosity matters? It fuels creativity, no doubt about it. It drives growth. It enhances problem solving. It helps us to build relationship, because if you don't ask questions, if you don't have the right conversation, right questions, you can't build any relationship by looking at each other. So curiosity also plays a central role in mastering change and building a life of growth and innovation. As we have seen, some scientists, some renowned personalities in the world, it allows us to challenge the status quo. A 2018 study published in Harvard Business Review found that curiosity improves decision-making and fosters creativity in workplace. Organizations that prioritize curiosity and encourage people asking questions, they expect higher level of innovation and employee engagement. Of course, it builds resilience, and curiosity also drives lifelong learning. We become lifelong learner. You never hesitate in learning, even from anybody, from any instance, any observation. You are ready to learn, and that's where the big difference comes between successful and not so successful people. So seeking new experiences, again, adopt that beginner's mindset. Surround yourself with the right people. Toastmaster is the right community where C for curiosity and C for communication both go hand in hand. All 7 C's of communication, what we talk, what we understand, city. So engage with individuals who inspire you to think differently and explore new ideas. Leaders Toastmasters Club is one such community within Toastmasters Club. And of course, Toastmaster is a wider community. You have many such opportunities. Oration is coming. Be curious to attend oration. Influence your people in your area of influence. Tell people to attend. There are day passes also available. So in short, curiosity is ultimate superpower for us to grow in our personal and professional life. So now time to bring third speaker on the stage. Do we have Toastmaster Raja now?
Hi, Toastmaster Vivek. I can pick up Hemant's evaluation.
Who is this? Sorry,
Deepti.
Okay.
Toastmaster Deepti. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Deepti. Fine. Hi. So Toastmaster Deepti, maybe you can come on stage and introduce about speech of Toastmaster Hemant.
Absolutely.
Thank you for stepping at the last moment.
No problem. It's always an honor. And thank you for giving me the opportunity as well. So Toastmaster Hemant is going to present his level 1 project, the Pathways Dynamic Leadership. The objective of the speech is writing a speech with a purpose. I wish Toastmaster Hemant the very best of luck, and I will share my evaluation when the general evaluator calls upon in the third segment today. So back to you, Toastmaster Vivek.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepti. So nice of you for taking up this responsibility at the last moment. Toastmaster Hemant, inner peace, the balance. Toastmaster Hemant, inner peace, the balance. Stage is yours.
Good morning, Toastmasters. Life is all about balancing. It's a balance between office and home, husband and wife, joys and sorrows, needs and wants. And between all these balance, we find life as a delicious flavor, having both salt and sweet. Good morning, Toastmasters. I'll be speaking about this balance today, which I call inner peace. College days, I was having two close friends, Loki and Punky. Though we all scored similar marks in our 12th, but Punky was very studious and Loki was kind of laid back. During my first year exams, I was procrastinating big time. One day, I called Punky to ask about his preparations for the exam. So he told me that he have already completed his syllabus and is going for the. I was taken aback. I have not yet completed my syllabus yet, and he's on the third revision. Under pressure, I called Loki. He told me that his level of preparation is he is yet to buy a book for one subject. Rather, he has decided that instead of buying that book, he will be getting it photostated and he requires my book for that. What a relief. That's how I balanced my college life. In my school days also, we were quite well-mannered or normal sharif bachas. But after listening to stories of kids bunking the class, we give it a thought to experience it once. Bunking class, for those unaware, let me tell you, it is basically skipping the class. In college, it is a regular affair, but in school, it is like an achievement. So after deciding, we joined our experienced classmates and bunked one period. We went to the canteen and had a good a burger, science, cold drink type of things. We had a chit chat, and during the next period change, we slipped into the class. It was like an achievement. The very next day, one of us got hungry in the first period itself. So we decided in the second period, we will bunk the class again and we'll go to the canteen. So we did. But when we got to the canteen, we realized that there was no other student in the canteen. And we soon realized why. Because it was a time of principal to take a round in the school. We were stunned. Principal was taking round. And from far away, my mind started making calculations immediately at a quantum speed. What is the distance of building gate from us? What is the distance of principal from the building gate? What is distance between us? What can be our speed? What can be her speed? And immediately I said that if we run towards the building gate without looking back, we can save ourselves. And in the next moment, we were running like marathon champions towards the building. And within seconds, we were inside the building. We hid ourselves in the toilets. And during the next period change, we slipped into the class. An investigation was made, but no one got caught. It was like a gold medal in mischievousness. Now, the college days are over, and we are all busy in our professional life. But when I look back and look upon my journey, I feel that I'm proud of that I worked hard when hard work was required. But I feel also very happy that I was able to get some such fun moments in my life. Only because we were balancing our boring, studious life with some fun moments. Today, in my current phase of life, it is impossible to relive those moments. In our daily life, we also balance everything. When there is some urgency at work, we devote more time to work. To balance it out, we go on holidays with our family, spend more time with them. My kid, when he do something wrong, I do scold him. But to balance it out, I bring chocolate for him. I play with more with him. This balancing gives us an experience of completeness and contentment, and with like a sweet spot between success and excitement. To complete my speech, lessons which I experienced lately. 2 days back, I received an Amazon delivery at my place. It was a curd maker ordered by my wife. To my curiosity, I asked her, how do we do? What do we do? So she explained, it maintains the temperature and helps making curd. In the flow of emotions, I forgot I was talking to my wife, and I explained her that Delhi have a hot weather. The temperature here itself is enough to get the curd ready. Practically explaining her that purchasing it is of no use. It was a mistake. I lost my inner peace. To balance that, I ended up making aloo ka paratha and machine the very next day. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hemant, for such a lovely speech. Friends, let's take a minute to write your feedback in the chat box.
Yeah, once 1 minute is over.
Sorry. Thank you, Toastmaster Rashi. So, friends, we were talking about curiosity today. Now I invite you to ask questions. Let's spend few minutes on that, and I will be happy to answer any questions you have. Please unmute yourself and go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Toastmaster Mohit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vivek. What an amazing session. And I had all the ingredients of a good session. I mean, this is a problem that all of us face, that, we want to be curious, but we hesitate to ask, because we are afraid that we will be made fun of, or it may be a very elementary question, especially in the workplace. So any tips or any suggestions so that we can overcome that problem?
I myself have gone through this problem many years of my working life, where I would attend the meetings and I would hesitate in asking question, thinking that this is a silly question, what others would think. After I joined Toastmasters, and that is where the breakthrough started happening, because in Toastmasters, we are playing various roles. There is no small role or big role. Starting from Sergeant at Arms, I started with that role. And even the president of the club or area director or anybody, I see that people are simply performing their roles and they act like an observer, as if they are doing the first time There is a fresh approach every time. So if we keep that thought that there is no harm in asking question, rather than it's better to ask foolish question now rather than remaining foolish for rest of my life by not asking that question. So that's my simple thought. Thank you. Toastmaster Manoj, please go ahead.
I'm more inquisitive about how do you get your vocabulary and the sentence structures? I did find your vocabulary is of a very high order, and sentence structures are amazing. The kind of phrases you're using. I was trying to note down, but I ran out of patience noting it down. So many. Each sentence was out of the world. Something to be noted. How do you manage that? That is the that
asking this question. So I started writing this speech to say so day before yesterday, and I had no idea how I'm going to write it. But slowly, I started getting thoughts. So what happens when I'm taking bath in the morning? That is the maximum time ideas pop up. So what I do, I immediately keep my mobile outside. I will record some voice clips. So if you see in my mobile, I've got some 12 or 15 voice clips like this. And then I started writing, and of course, then structuring the sentence, then writing it on a, in the Word file, and of course, making it grammatically correct. That's part of the preparation. Talking impromptu for such a long speech becomes difficult. Impromptu, probably you can talk for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but after that it becomes little unstructured. So maybe it comes by practice. That's what I would say. I'm yet to learn, long path to go. Thank you for asking this question. Toastmaster Deepti, I think you were third. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Vivek. So, extending to what Mohit asked, all right, he was asking a case of self doubt. But here, I'm asking the opposite side. So, sometimes we are curious, we feel like asking questions, but we fear not asking because the opposite party might just feel offended. Why so many questions? So, how do we handle that kind of a situation?
Okay. So, currently, I am reading a book called Clean Language. It's written by Wendy Sullivan and Judy Rees. Now, we should avoid asking why, according to the author. Avoid using the word why, because why offends people. Why do you do like that? Why did you do that? Instead of, if we reframe, okay, what makes you think that it is going to happen like this? What is X all about? What is a relationship between X and Y? So avoiding why mind doesn't like that somebody is questioning us. So just by reframing and putting in using some different words, I think this way we can help. This way we can build relationship, and even if somebody doesn't like us, but slowly the person will start liking you because you are asking, simple questions. And I have seen that happening in last 3-4 months because I am working on a very high profile assignment. It's like a high voltage job, directly working with the chairman. And no, then I realize it, the importance of this clean language. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Vivek. I think this is a learning, a eureka moment for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vivek. Just to add on, also reminds me of one of the incident, one of the learning from my manager. I remember that she used to have these sentences. You might want to do this thing, or you might want to take this up. And I remember that, for example, I always said yes, I want to do it. Once she mentioned this sentence, but that sentence is something which is very important for me because it gave me a responsibility. It gave me an authority to do something. Rather, she saying you will need to do this, she mentioned you might want to do this. This gave me an accountability. This gave me an authority, and I am the one who is choosing to do it. So I think at times reframing your sentences does the job.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Toastmaster Vinod. Thanks for sharing your insight and experience. Toastmaster Monica, please go ahead.
Yeah, let's go for evaluation now.
Shall I ask?
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe after Malika.
All right. So my question is curiosity or childlike curiosity? Because when an adult has a curiosity and when a child has a curiosity, they're two different aspects. So what is your take? Like how we can, develop that childlike curiosity where we are looking for the learning and be ourselves, even in those curious moments.
Yeah, so childlike curiosity, sometimes it can be unstructured, but it brings a lot of innovation sometimes. But now we are adults, so we know what to ask. We know how to go structure wise. We sometimes, even if we know, there is no harm in asking questions. So I'm not sure whether childlike curiosity or curiosity, there is a fine differentiation. I have not come across this, but I've seen people use it in different uh, blogs or their articles. But for me, simple curiosity means using the right part of the brain, bring positive thoughts, start people, first of all, start believing that people are not their behavior, number one. Number two, uh, think with positive, start with positive. Why do you start with the assumption that, okay, that the opposite person has got some bad intention? Every intention is positive. That's how we start. And that's where if you ask right questions, then curiosity, definitely you will be walking on the path of curiosity. Thank you. So thank you for asking questions. In half a minute, I'm summarizing what I said. So my top 3 tips on how to stay curious and not becoming victim of anxiety unknowingly. Just do it, new things, contribute, use no pono technique, break the pattern, communicate, ask questions, no mental khichdi. So that way you can live 108 plus years, life of new things, make a good combination of power of choice and curiosity. Thank you. Sorry. Do we have TTM now? Toastmaster Mohit?
I think
No.
We'll directly go for evaluation? Okay.
yes.
Okay. So let me invite Toastmaster Vinod to give his evaluation report. Over to you, Toastmaster Vinod.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vivek, for such a beautiful topic. We will straight away jump to the evaluation of prepared speeches. Let me call upon stage Toastmaster Bob, the evaluator for Toastmaster Mohit. Toastmaster Bob, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, over to you, Toastmaster Bob.
Thank you. So Toastmaster Mohit was attempting his level 5 project 1, which was leading in a volunteer organization. And the purpose of his speech was to actually talk about him leading a volunteer organization and some of the aspects of things that he had learned during that leadership process. So Toastmaster Mohit, I loved your speech. I loved the way you actually presented the presentation slides that you used, made it really easy to follow the speech. In terms of the structure of the speech was also absolutely top notch. In terms of the opening, the body, and the conclusion was all there as it should be. You went into the reasons why you wanted to get involved with volunteering and what you did there, and the different aspects of volunteering in an organization and the kind of satisfaction that we get from volunteering in an organization. In terms of vocal variety and body language, I think there's some improvement that can be made in vocal variety. Body language, since you were sitting and delivering your speech, I think was apt as much as it should be. So overall, summing up, the content of the speech was good. The purpose of the what you wanted to explain and what you wanted to share with the group was there, and we were able to follow your conversation, your speech quite well. You had an engaging content for us. Now, for the purpose of the speech, it was more about how you served as a leader in a leadership role, which I felt was not there. So you're talking more about what you did in an organization, how you approached it, what kind of problem you solved, but your leadership skills and how, if there was any problems that came across and how you solved it or how you delegated the task. Those kind of information were kind of missing, which was kind of the purpose of the speech. So if you can just go back and look at the purpose and structure the speech according to that, it would be great. Otherwise, I think you're a seasoned speaker. You know what, how to command the audience, and all of that was absolutely perfect. The stage back to Toastmaster Vinod. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bob, for the beautiful evaluation. Some of the things which I would like to highlight in Mohit's speech is more or less presentations are becoming redundant in some of the workplaces. Amazon has totally kept it out of the workplace. But sometimes if you can make the presentation appealing and relevant, it does the job. I did find the one of the slide really appealing where it was mentioned work, just to mention that it won't do the job. So that was great on the PPT part. I absolutely loved it. One of the phrase or the sentences which you mentioned, bring awe movement for me, climb up the ladder. We shouldn't always climb up the ladder, rather we should at time bend down the ladder. Amazing sentence there. Kudos to you on your speech. Now we would move to the next evaluator for Toastmaster Monica, Toastmaster Ashish. Over to you, Toastmaster Ashish. Toastmaster Ashish, are you there?
Yeah, split second more taken to unmute myself, Toastmaster Vinod. Thank you. And firstly, heartiest congratulations to Toastmaster Mona for completing her path. Your speech was full of golden nuggets as usual. And when I evaluate it, I think first and foremost, I would say that you shared all the key learnings from your journey with the audience, which I think was amazing. Never miss the meeting twice. And I often say this: never allow two strikes. One is okay, but if you allow two, it becomes really difficult for you to restart again. It's kind of restarting a habit. So take the role each time, step outside comfort zone, and so on and so forth. Yes, and I thought even if partly or all of us can utilize that, it will be fantastic. Second, I believe every time you come on the stage, you leave us with one or two new acronym, and today you did not disappoint us either. Break, believe, resistance, eagerness, authenticity, and kindness. And you know what I like the most about this is the power of kindness. I firmly believe we very often are not so kind about ourselves, and we are in a way acting like our worst enemy. So if we can be kind to ourselves, have that little bit of kindness and patience, allow ourselves, like I mentioned, one strike is okay, and not to be too tough on ourselves, and it becomes the coming back that much more easier. And thanks for giving us the break and helping us how to break some of the mental blocks which we might be having. The third aspect which I wanted to say about your speech, you carried the flair of a Filmfare Award winner. So it wasn't just a speech, it was as if the winner is talking and, reflecting upon the journey and thanking people around it. And you included so many of us as part of the speech, which made us feel like part of you completing this path. And thanks for that. Thanks for acknowledging all the people you acknowledged. As you go on to your journey in the next phases, I would like to leave you with a couple of recommendations. One, while you are a great, inspiring personality, you have a lot to share with all of us. If you could add on that a little more dimension of storytelling, I believe you will become a much, much greater speaker. For instance, when you were talking about that you were you joined the Toastmasters and your organization stopped. At that moment, you could have taken the audience along with you. Just imagine if you have joined Toastmaster and the Toastmaster stop, how would you feel? What frustration, what agony? And I think that makes the impact far more greater. And the second one is if you could use a little more of the stage and prop, since you are completing a part, so more and more if you can start using it, it will enhance the impact of the speech. Overall, the speech filled with lessons, useful lessons, memorable acronyms, and the flair of a winner that you are. We all look forward to see a little bit more storytelling, stage usage, and prop usage from you, and you are on your way to become a great speaker. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashish, for the comprehensive evaluation. I have been a big fan of your voice. What a depth your voice has. And in respect to Toastmaster Monica, I have 3 learnings from your speech. First, never shy away and take a plunge. Second, whenever you get a chance to express gratitude, never shy away, express gratitude, acknowledge money. And finally, 2 important lessons along the lines of atomic habit. First, never miss out twice. And the second one, make sure that you are making an identity shift. I don't run, rather I am a runner. When you make that identity shift, change happens. So thank you so much for all these learnings. Now we will move to the next evaluator. The evaluator for Toastmaster Hemant is Toastmaster Dipti. Over to you, Toastmaster Dipti.
Thank you, Vinod. Thank you. What an awe-inspiring speech today, and especially about a theme which is close to each one of us' heart, maintaining inner peace, the balance. I think the speaker today fully fulfilled or accomplished the objective of the speech, which was about writing and delivering a speech with a purpose. The purpose was established right at the beginning with an example and letting us know true balance. The theme or the objective was carried throughout the meeting or the speech, which is what blew me away. Many a times we tend to digress, we lose the focus, but not this time, especially with the multiple stories that you shared. The character sketch that you shared was so clear that I almost imagined Loki and Punky. And I imagined the fun that all 3 of you would have had other than the stories you shared with us today. Amazing character sketch, great storytelling, and awesome outline of the story. And I must say, Hemant, humor is your forte. You use it so brilliantly. We don't undermine the value of humor in our everyday life. But humor is what increases trust, believability, and it just shows the creativity of the author or the writer or the speaker. Keep it going. Keep your humor on top. That is your strength. Little examples that I sat down to note were about calculations at quantum speed. I mean, it was amazing. And it says that will last for a long time. Also, I think the structure of your speech made me believe that there's a lot of clarity of thought in you. And that is a strength that you might want to explore more, write more, speak more, and you will hone that skill all the more. So kudos to you on that. What I would like to challenge you on would be work on your body language. So I noticed that the hands were moving, but they were moving as if you were having a conversation. Try and focus on bringing definite movements to your hands, especially when we are connected online and when you're having your video on and in a conversation. It'll help you at office space also. So focus on definite hand movements. And that's the challenge that I'd like to present to you. If a suggestion or maybe something that you might want to work on is when you draft a speech, maybe you want to consider a linear timeline. So from college, instead of from college to school, go from school to college and then forward, present day. So to summarize, I think great storytelling, awesomely established purpose, humor is your strength. Just work on your hand gestures and, if possible, a little on the timeline, and you'd be on your path to greatness. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dipti, for such a beautiful and comprehensive report. I absolutely love the kind of calm and equanimity you have when you speak. And just an observation, while the last two evaluators were evaluating the speech, they were able to bring the smiles, the happiness in the faces of the speakers, which is great. It shows that you have got an art to bring honest appreciation, which rewards the efforts of the speaker. So that's great. Now let's move on to the tag team players. I would like to call upon stage the timer of today's meet. Mohit, you want to say something? Yes.
Toastmaster Vinod, we had a special Toastmasters of the Day session today, which includes an evaluation. So I was the evaluator for Toastmaster Vivek. If you're okay, I can present my report for Vivek now.
Sure. Over to you, Toastmaster Mohit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod. So if we go back to our childhood, you will realize that the biggest learnings we had were not from books or from libraries, but they were from stories and the questions that our elders answered for us. That's the kind of presentation Toastmaster of the Day Vivek did for us today. He talked about a very relevant topic, staying curious. And not only did he present with him a very well-researched aspect, but he also followed it up with a question and answers segment at the end. The biggest strength of the speaker here, I believe, is audience engagement. The way you started with a hook, started by asking a question. What do you think is common between all these innovators? And then you moved on to your main body of the speech, which was also filled with elements where people would come and engage with you. There were various questions and opportunities for you to interact with them. So that is your biggest strength. Your second biggest strength in the presentation was the well-researched topic. It's not an easy topic to present. A lot of work would have gone behind this. You mentioned 70,000 thoughts in a day, 75% of them are negative, and so on and so forth, which showed that you had done a lot of work behind the scenes. Now, in order to make that even more effective, one thing I felt you can do is make it simpler for the audience, because when there is too much content, the audience tends to go away. They're not able to absorb a lot of information at the same time. How you can do that is by including some visual cues. So that's one suggestion. In order to further add to your speech, I would suggest that you were playing two roles today. You were the Toastmaster of the day as well as you were presenting a speech. It can be difficult, and kudos to you that you did that. But one recommendation I have for you is to be more present in the overall scheme of things. I noticed that you missed mentioning about the flow of the meeting as the Toastmaster of the day because you were probably because you were too involved in the speech itself. So that would be something that you can practice more. And all in all, it is said that evaluation is like a hammock which has a beginning and the end in the form of the start and the end of the speech and the body at the center. You had an amazing beginning. You had a great body language overall, with those suggestions to be more present and to be more simpler for the audience. You could take it to another level. And at the end, the last hook of the hammock, you could probably spend some more time so that the audience knows exactly what they are taking back with them. So a call to action at the end would make this presentation even greater. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Vinod.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohit, for such a comprehensive evaluation. Toastmaster Vivek, I absolutely loved your team mode session. It was full with anecdotes, full with learnings. Some of the things which I want to highlight from my end throughout the whole session, team mode session, your facial expressions were visible, your hand gestures were visible too. Just an observation, because there was a background on your back. At times the face was blurry. That might have had a negative impact. Maybe we could try something else there, because I'm saying this keeping in mind that a lot of things were taken care of and were in perfection mode. Some of the learning and some of the things which I find interesting is the comparison between anxiety and curiosity. Both of them arise in the context of unclarity, and how do you use it, whether you used to explore and you used to get to be feared out of these, is all the difference which it creates. And finally, in the age of AI, when when we have got all the answers,
हाम्रो
the winner
किडसिबाट
or
28,000 रुपियाँ निकालो होइन अनि 25,000
the winners are going to be those who have got the right questions, and the right questions comes from curiosity. So thank you so much for bringing such a beautiful topic. Now we would move to the tag team players. I would like to call upon stage the timer of today's meeting. The timer of today's meeting is Toastmaster Rashi. Toastmaster Rashi, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Vinod, and thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ashish. There would be a 5-10 minutes 5-10 seconds lag in showing the cards and writing down the time or telling on time. So and I started with recording timings for Toastmaster Mohit in his speech a little later, but I have an approx estimation that he covered it in time, that is within 7 minutes and 30 seconds. uh, rest of the people, I would like to share my screen so I can also show this. Okay. I'll share the report on yeah. So for prepared speech, Toastmaster Heyman took 6 minutes 25 seconds. Toastmaster Monica took 12 minutes 49 seconds. Evaluators, Toastmaster Bob took 2 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Deepthi took 3 minutes 40 seconds. Toastmaster Ashish took 3 minutes 30 seconds, and Toastmaster Mohit took 3 minutes 12 seconds. So yeah, initially I got engrossed in the session and I forgot to take the time for Toastmaster Mohit. Then I got into my role again, and later on I tried to pick up, and I think so I will do better next time. For next meeting also, I'll take up the timer's role.
Amazing, Toastmaster Rashi. What a debut role it was. Beautifully played, and I'm sure that you are going to nail all the roles in future. Keep playing all of them. Now, with this, I would like to call upon stage our counter of today's meeting, Toastmaster Manoj. Toastmaster Manoj, you might be on mute.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you. Could you see my screen?
Yes, it is visible.
If it is clear, find so many people have placed it. without using any kind of hiccups while speaking. Those who had a few that's reflected in the screen, so they might try to improve. Assis, you use great and great. You can become a great and great speaker. It could be better if you can use either better, exceptional, or impactful instead of using it repeatedly. Or else, hats up to Hemant, Monica, Mohit, Colonel Prem, Rasi, for not using any of the filler words. With that, thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manoj. Just wanted to applaud Toastmaster Vivek because his session was there for around 20 to 25 minutes, but he still managed to have just two filler words, which is a great job. If the session increases, there is greater propensity of increasing the number of fillers, which didn't happen to be the case with Toastmaster Vivek. So that's great. Something to learn from Toastmaster Vivek. Now, I would like to call upon stage Toastmaster of today's meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod. I think we were quite curious, though less inquisitive, because only one person used the word inquisitive, the word of the day. That was Monica Talwar. And of course, since we were curious, we did not kill the cat with our curiosity. So unfortunately, nobody used this idiom. And as far as improper use of grammatical sentences, use of noticed, Monica used this, she said, didn't wanted. I'm not sure whether I heard it correct, but I'm sure all of us know. It didn't want, so possibly maybe a slip. The other one was listen me. I think it should be listen to me. Subject and predicate. So we use this preposition to, listen to me. So I would recommend that we avoid use of this word try. We just do it right. Then in terms of use of thoughts, words, and other good quotations and so on. So there were very many of these, and I must appreciate. So starting with the Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Vivek Agrawal. So word like fidgeting, too much of movement and so on. I am, then he mentioned about that book, I think by Charles Gordon, and quote of I am what I think, and so on. Then ask exploratory question. Then again about this ice bath. I think we also heard this first time. Then killed my fears, reframing, self-love. Of course, we have heard a few of these earlier as well. Then again, words like resilience, lifelong learner. So good use of these. Then taken a back seat, having a laid-back approach. Then come to Mr. Mohit. Some words and idioms like you can't be successful at work if that is all what you do. So he quoted someone, so that was a good quote. Then mention of poignant conditions. I like that. Then Monica used words and idioms like take up challenge, in the journey, break the barriers, break your comfort zone, being authentic. And so authentic also reminded me of that use of ethos, pathos, and logos by Aristotle, when we do this speech making and public speaking and the art of persuasion. So there this mention comes. So I think as far as the role of grammarian or the use of grammar and good words and phrases, I think we did a good job today. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Vinod.
Amazing, Toastmaster Prem, for being so observant throughout the meeting. And thank you so much for noting down all the good usage of words, phrases, grammar. Just a recommendation from my end. Whenever there is good usage of word, we can obviously highlight that, keeping in mind the speaker. But whenever there is a bad usage, maybe we could avoid the highlighting the name of the speaker. It's a practice which allows us to not put the speaker on spotlight. Plus. Whosoever made the mistake is aware about it, and does the job. So maybe we could implement this in the future meetings. With this, we have covered all the tag team reports, and we did cover evaluation of prepared speeches too. I have just two recommendations from my end from the very start. For the SA or Sergeant at Arms, beautifully played. You beautifully played your role. Just a recommendation: as a SA, you could always bring something interesting to your role. Yes, you added everything in respect to the Toastmaster setting, but you could bring something relation to maybe the theme of the meeting, maybe some learning which you had in the previous week that adds a little more value to SA's role. So that's one learning. That's one recommendation for you. Toastmaster Mohit, I absolutely love that whenever you start, you avoid introducing all the guests through the introduction phase, because that does involve a lot of time, and it can be better used for the speeches or maybe evaluations. So great job done there. And love that you engaged and involved the audience in the very start, because people were settling in and you wanted to involve them. And one of the best way to involve people is to ask questions. Everybody loves to answer them, and there were a lot of golden nuggets during the whole session, about curiosity, about helping others, expressing gratitude to others. Humor was sprinkled throughout the session. A lot of learning. Absolutely loved the session. Now I will hand over the stage to the presiding officer of today's meeting, Toastmaster Mohit. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod. A huge round of applause for General Evaluator, Toastmaster Vinod. There are a lot of learnings that I'm taking back today, and I'm sure that's the case for each one of us. Before we bring this meeting to a close, we would like to have everybody's feedback. So there is a link in the chat box. If you haven't filled this form, please do that. It helps us in improving further, and it'll also help in deciding the People Choice Award winner for today's meeting. The speakers and role players. Timer, Rashi, can I request you to just time everyone for 30 seconds to fill this out?
Sure.
And while we are doing that, I would like to request our guests to share a few words about how they felt in the meeting today. Anuj, would you be able to come on screen and share a few words? Okay, Deepak, would you like? Okay, Anuj is unmuted now. Yeah, Anuj, please go ahead.
Hi everyone. Good morning. So it was great learning from you all about your speeches. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself to everyone. Like I have joined this club 6 months back in Dwarka, but due to the company schedule, so I was very much busy, so not able to attend the single meeting. So like from the speech of Monica, I have learned that she mentioned that there is a thumb rule. We have to make thumb rule, like not to skip the meeting, single meeting. So try to attend more and more meetings. So so that is the good thing I learned from you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Anuj. Yeah, once Monica and I were talking, and we were discussing that if we miss once, that's okay. If we miss twice, probably okay too. But if you're missing something more than thrice, then it's very little chance that you will come back. So don't miss it. If you really want to pursue something, don't miss it more than 2 times. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing your views. Yeah, Rashi.
Time's up for the feedback. I think you can check.
Thank you, Rashi. Okay, I'm checking that. And meanwhile, I'd like to request Pankaj, would you like to share a few words about how you felt in the meeting today? And also, please, and Deepak, you as well. Maybe you can go first, actually. Since your video is on, I'm biased.
Yeah. Hello everyone. I'm Deepak, and I'm a part of Toastmasters of New Delhi. And I didn't have anything to do in the morning, so I just thought that join this session of Toastmaster Club of Storyteller because I get to learn many things from Mohit, which is why he was the prime reason for joining this meeting. And I really enjoyed meeting as it was filled with a lot of learning and insights. And I'm looking forward to attend more meeting and might be I'll join a club also. Over to you, Mohit.
Thank you, Deepak, for those words. It means a lot to me, and we are all learning from each other. And if you want to join us, we are open to adding more members. Please get in touch with me or anybody else in the EC, and we would love to take it forward
Sure,
for you.
Mohit. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Pankaj?
I think we can move on to feedbacks now.
Okay, yeah, I'm just consolidating the results. Give me a few seconds.
Sure.
Until then, the floor is open. Anybody can share anything about the meeting today in a few words.
I would like to share about Toastmaster Monica's speech. I really felt I was curious that if we can hold it for 10 minutes or 12 minutes, and it was so engaging and inspiring as well. As a new joinee to this club, I felt like, yeah, I can also keep going and would be able to get there where she is right now. It was very much inspiring and engaging, and didn't felt, for the whole 10-12 minutes she was speaking her speech, I didn't got bored or I didn't felt off. I was engaged totally.
Thank you, Rashi. Okay, we have the results with us now. So let's start with the best speaker of the day. The best speaker of the day goes to, any guesses, anyone?
Toastmaster Monica.
Monica.
I think so.
Okay. Okay. What else do others think? There was a big fight today, and I'm happy to announce that the winner is Toastmaster Hemant. Huge round of applause, Toastmaster Hemant. I think your humor and your story did the trick, Hemant. Best wishes. The best evaluator for the day. Any guesses, guys? Come on. There were many evaluators today. Who's the best evaluator for the day? It goes to none other than Toastmaster Ashish. Best role player of the day goes to, again, there was a big fight there, but the role player of the day, has to be one winner, right? The Toastmaster of the day goes to Toastmaster Vinod. And the auxiliary role player of the day, any guesses? Anyone? People choice. It's your choice. I'm just consolidating. It goes to somebody who debuted in her role today. It goes to the timer of the day, Toastmaster Rashi.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, like all good things, this meeting comes to an end. Thank you for joining and see you next time. Best wishes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, everyone. Bye.